In this video, we're going to look at Multimedia Science's Acceleration of Gravity game. At this point, you've introduced the motion equations, you've gone through a number of acceleration of gravity practice problems. You're looking for some kind of a review before you have an assessment. The easiest review that you can give is a worksheet of practice problems. This can often be boring and not too exciting for the students. I've tried to make the problems more interesting by starting out by showing a video of a movie where people are shooting bullets in the air and asking questions that relate to the worksheet of whether or not the bullets will be dangerous when they come back down. While this helps, it's still, again, not the most exciting way of review. That's why we made the acceleration of gravity game. So let's start the game. There are 6 problems. Students will get 10 chances or 10 missions to solve the problems. Here, the problems can all be chosen, but in the actual game, they will have to start at level 1, and then after they solve level 1, move up to level 1 of the next mission, and so on. The problems are set up so that each of these 3 different types of problems use a different motion equation. Let's take a look at the first problem. You can see that there are a number of knowns and unknown. There's a time. There's a height that can be set. So if you look at this quickly, you'll see that this requires the equation d equals VIT plus 1/2 AT squared. The initial velocity is 0, and you have the time and the acceleration of gravity is known, so you should be able to solve this fairly easily. So if you do the calculations, you should come up with 75 meters. So I'm going to set the height at 75 meters. And it's pretty tight, so you want to make sure that you're, exact with 75. See that this can be a little tricky. There we go. Having a hard time today. And you see the door opens at exactly 3.9 seconds, and you have solved the problem. Note that there are a set of directions so that students will get an explanation of the problem and exactly what the various items stand for. You can see that the students get credit for solving that problem. They also get 5 points. They can do that particular level again if they'd like to, but that won't help them get a high score. At any point, students can push the Add Score button, which will allow them to get a screen that shows their score. You can use this for an assessment at the end of the period by quickly walking around and noting the scores of the students. Let's look at one more. Here's the balloon drop. You can see that in this case there's going to be people or objects that are running back and forth on the bottom. You will be trying to drop the balloon at just the right time so that you hit the running figures. This is very difficult. Not all students are going to solve this particular problem. That's why there's an I give up button. So let's start the mission. And you are at a given height, which is one of the given variables. You do have a timer, so you can only spend so much time on the session. You can figure out the velocity of the running quote-unquote people by using the stopwatch, and measuring the distance. And then once you measure the velocity, you have to figure out exactly where that object has to start in order for the balloon to hit at exactly the same time they get to the 0 point. There is a marker, several different markers that you can use, so you know exactly, if you've done the calculations, you know when to drop the balloon. So let's say we've got the skinny guy here, and he's going to be at the pink, could be either direction depending on the answer, and the balloon will drop. Whoops, well, we didn't get it correct. Obviously, again, we've got the height, we've got the time or the velocity. So this is a two-step problem where you have to figure out the velocity, v equals d over t, and then once you get the distance, you can find the time, and once you have the time, you can use the initial velocity of 0 and 1/2 at squared to figure out the time it takes for the balloon to drop. Real quick, level 2 in the balloon rescue. Here you have to set the initial velocity and fire the rope in order to just meet the rising balloon. At the end, you can add your score, put your name in, and then this will be saved so that when the next student comes along, it's not being saved because I don't have the file in this particular place, but these names will be saved for the score, so students can have some competition to see who is going to get the high score. You can find the acceleration of gravity game on the Multimedia Science site at Teachers Pay Teachers. Here is the URL. So thanks for watching.